Welcome to another stream by your spicy sensei, Spicer. Right now, you're feeling relaxed and ready to party. You're letting go of the week, letting go of your troubles, and entering the ZBHO Dojo peacefully and with love. But don't get it mistaken. Spicer don't take no crap. Welcome Alex F1, welcome Robo Taekwondo. I hope you enjoy the stream. And as we reach the crescendo, we will begin the stream very soon, within 20 seconds. I hope you enjoy it. Make sure to hold on to your knickers, because it's going to be a good one. We're going to be looking damn good. Welcome to the ZBHO Dojo. My name is Spicer, your spicy sensei, if you will. And today, on the strip, we're going to be finishing off a Jedi sculpt, very stylized. I'm sure you're going to love it. And then, after we finish him off, we are going to get him ready for 3D printing. All right? So hopefully we can go through some theories about 3D printing, preparing it, all that good stuff. And we're going to have a good time, as usual. And again, this thing does not allow me to see the millions and millions of people that are watching. But before we get started, let us give thanks and praise to the lords and gods of CG, starting with Frank Frazetta, the All-Father. Thank you, Frank Frazetta. Next, we have Saint Joseph. Okay. And next, Saint Paul. Look up here. Good morning. Next, we have Ryan, King of Slayan. And finally, Simon Lee, Spider of Zuru. Thank you for your education, your inspiration, and that badassness. The dojo salutes you. Oscar Hernandez, D Zinc, Jamie McGow coming through. Shotgun screaming all the way. Talden, ready to go. How is everyone doing? Hope you had a good week. Hope you, got your groove on. Lightwave Monk, what's going on? Carbon 44. One Alex F1, Dojo Warriors, assemble! I like it. You better be ready tonight, Carbon. We're gonna be getting into some D&D tonight, brother. Noam Chomsky, coming in. Sanimation, thank you very much. Make sure to post your ZTL in the critique submissions, Sanimation, if you want me to sculpt over it. All right. Semi's Hottie Spicer, the man, the myth, the legend. Damn right. Alrighty, so let's get over into the dojo. Alrighty. So let me get this camera. Let me just move it a little bit with my Tai Chi. See that? Not even using my hands. Not even using my hands, everybody. All right, that's the power of the dojo. Telekinesis. Okay? Let me turn this chat on. So y'all can see yourselves. Egotistical. All right. So, yeah, we're going to be working on this guy. This is by concept artist Jerry Gaylord. Let me see if I still have... no, I don't have the concept art still here. But when it was in here, it was pretty good. Okay, but yeah, this is we did this as a speed sculpt for the dojo. Every Monday night we go through and do a different theme. So if you're interested in joining the greatest dojo, we just had the Fifth Element, and yeah, we just had that. Had a bunch of good submissions: Carbon, Eric, Zinc, Kimara, Batman, Verbal, Harry, Triplar, Verbal, and Harry coming in again, coming in twice. All right, but if you want to join the dojo, it's free. All talent levels are welcome, and you will level up. Guarantee you will level up when you join the dojo. Okay, so just do it. Stop messing around. All right. Just join the dojo. So there you go. Oh, Sumerian King. Careful, Spicer. You might make some electricity between your hands. Like action. And that's how it starts. Very small. Lucas, DAM, why watch HBO when you have ZBHO? Quote of the month. Quote of the month. Quote of the month, Lucas. DJ Spicer in the building. Let's level up. You damn right. Alrighty. So, yes, animation. Let's see. That's on the 19th. This is not the 19th. Yeah, so. But yep, this animation put in the critique submissions here in the dojo, and I'll look over it. And that's for anyone that's watching part of the dojo. If you want me to look over your ZTL, post it in here. Okay, just post a link to it. But yeah, we are going to finish this guy off. Kimata! What's going on, sister? Alrighty. So, whenever I was looking at this, when I was rendering it, the tip of the shoes kind of felt like they were just going into the base. So I want to add a little bit more of a plane change there, and then I'm going to start looking over it, making sure everything else is nice and crispy. God, I love water. I love water. And then, yeah, we're going to Dynamesh it together, make sure it looks sexy, and start breaking it apart for 3D printing. And, you know, I have a lot of experience sculpting for 3D printing, but I have just a little bit of experience about 3D printing. So, but I do know how to key. I do know how to do that. So, if you want to watch along, see how I put everything together, that would be dope. And if you have any questions or anything, just put them in the chat. You're always welcome to ask questions and post your portfolios, and we'll take a look at them. But yeah, we're gonna have a good one. All right. Baby geckos. Loaded question, baby geckos. What's going on, brother? See, are these aren't symmetrical, are they? No, they're not. Okay. Alrighty. So I'm gonna go right off of this line right here, and I'm gonna go right there and get the lip of my shoe. Same thing right here, just gonna follow this line. And that way, whenever I go to the other shoe, it will be somewhat symmetrical. You know, I'm not very concerned with having everything symmetrical because nothing's symmetrical in this world. Everything's got, you know, slight variations from on the left and right side, especially on human faces. So if you're having a hard time making your face look real, go out of symmetry. Only reason to watch HBO is just to catch a Snyder Cut right quick, then immediately back to ZBHO Dojo. I'm thinking about it. But then they're going to have Kong the next month, so I don't know. But we've only got what? How many days do we have left until the Snyder Cut? We've got... yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks left. And then we're good. So now I'm going to use the pinching brush and just get this a little bit more crispy. All right. Just a little bit more crispy. But yeah, I am super excited for that Snyder Cut. And I'm probably gonna watch it every day for like for like 2 weeks. I don't know. For me, I love the Snyderverse. I love it. I love always on the brink of going insane. Superman. I find that super entertaining. Super very tension filled, right? And just whenever Superman's all happy and joyous, I know. Like, there's nothing to go wrong, you know, unless someone's got some kryptonite. But even then, you know, he can overcome that. But him becoming bad and actually doing it is just, that's something that I enjoy. I like that tension. So what'd everybody do on their characters? Huh? Y'all are supposed to be working on your own characters. Scripts, comics, movie scripts, TV scripts. Where is it? Explain yourself, Dojo. Explain yourself. Alex Gachancha. Got a busy night. Have some material to prepare. I'll skip today's dojo lessons. It's 3 a.m. early morning and I have to keep my eyes open. I hear you, brother. I hear you. Get that rest. Get it in. I love sleeping. Oh, I love sleeping. You want to know how much sleep I like? I like it, and to the point where I'm like, man, I should really do something. That's how much I like to sleep. Sumerian King, I'm writing a book. Where are you? Where are you in writing the book? Huh? Where are you? Do you have the first chapter done with script? Do you have the hero's journey plotted out? Is it a slow opening? Is it a fast opening? Is it action-packed? How's it going? Talk to me, Sumerian. Kimara, I haven't started my comic characters yet, but my Beetle has new legs. Comic script has been written for a long time, though. All right, I want you to put it through the hero's journey. All right, I want to make sure that everything is super tight. Okay, I want to know the theme. I want to know how your character represents that theme. All right. Alrighty, you better be writing it to the hero's journey. Better be exciting. Alrighty, so that's a bit better. That's a little bit more shoe-like. Did I have symmetry on? Dang it. I did. Boom. Okay. Sumerian King, I've got most of Act 1 and 3 sorted. Just need to work on the details of Act 2. Got to drop in those clues and red herrings. Sumerian, I want that blocked out ASAP, okay? ASAP. You know what? On the next stream, Sumerian, you're going to be on the stream and you're going to pitch it to everybody. Okay? So you just be ready. You're going to pitch it to the millions and millions of people watching right now. All right, so you better be ready. All right, Jamie McGow, I can't make new characters yet. I got to fix that Thor butt cheek anatomy first, man. All right. Okay, Batman. All right. You know what? After you're done with Thor's butt, it's time to get on it, all right? I want to see original characters from everybody. Everybody! All right? Got enough superhero sculpts out there. We got enough mainstream out there, all right? We need way more variety out there. We need new icons, new thematic gods. Okay, so now that that's done, looks pretty good, looks pretty good, looks pretty good. Wondering, let's take a look at this. And I just want to make sure that the insides of this aren't pinched along with the surface, because whenever we dynamesh it, it's going to give it a really, really bad result. So I want to make sure that the inside is not eating the outside. So I'm just using my smooth brush and just smoothing the inside of this. And bring it back. Alright, so now we don't see those pixels like intersecting with the backside. Okay. Alrighty. So let's take a look at his posture. Wonder if we can move this arm back a little bit. Yeah, the posture's fine. Maybe lean him forward just a little bit, because it looks like he's about to fall back almost. So let's T-pose this and let's get to it. Dun, 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 boom. It's about pirates. Gotta stay on brand. Hey man, pirates. I just finished watching the entire Pirates of the Caribbean. And man, the first 3 movies, so good. So good. The writing's on point, everything's on point. I love it. Let's see. I wonder if did I just? Yeah, I did. Okay, I thought I did. All right, so let's go to the very top. But yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean, the first one's really, 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 really good. So I'm just reconstructing all these subdivision levels. So it's a little bit easier to manipulate things. so fun. This is so fun. Okay, so now we have everything kind of low. So, because I don't like moving things at a high subdivision level, it just gives it that little bend in there, and then you have to sit there. And nobody likes it. Right? Alright. So, let us take that off. We're going to bend him. We're going to bend him at the rib cage. So I'm going to get my mask lasso, BML. Right around there. And then we're just going to finish our masking. Well, I appreciate you all being here. Thank you very much. Especially all the dojo warriors. True warriors. True warriors. Come on, meow. What are you telling me? That is best? Alright. Got that. Okay, so now I know you can just hold control and click here, but I like using this. Because usually all I do is end up clearing my mask. That's all I end up doing. Alrighty. Oops, nope. We're gonna invert that mask. Get forward a little bit, and then see how he's about to fall back, and it's just a little change. So I don't want to be doing that, you know. I mean, come on, guy. Come on, guy. Oh. Alrighty. There we go. Looks a little meaner. Okay. Alrighty. So T-post update. Platinum pizza! Holy moly, I love your art, sir. You're really nice. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Alrighty, so let's take a look at this. Alright, so 2 questions. Would it be easier to fix this, or would it be easier to get rid of it? And then, let's see, is there no reconstruct on this? No. Okay, so we're just going to delete this because it's easier just to replace it. All right, so we're going to delete that. We're going to go to this. We're going to go to our jacket. All right, so basically we just have this border here. All right, I do this every stream, so we're going to auto grip it so we have the inside outside. And then we're just going to grab the outside right here. Okay. We're going to go, we're actually going to duplicate this, and we are going to delete higher. Okay. So now I'm going to go to stroke. I'm going to go functions. We're going to leave border on and frame mesh. Then we're going to go to curve tube, and we can bring this down to an acceptable level. And boom, right there. Click to confirm it, and then split mask, and then delete this extra coat that has no subdivision levels, and boop, right there, done and done. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying, really? All right. So we're gonna go here. And we're going to turn everything up all high so we can see what we need to be doing. And I'm going to use BMD so it goes all the way through. And we're going to clear our mask. Right there. Get a little bit smaller, a little bit sharper. Right there. Let me see. Am I doing that from the others? Yeah, I am. Am I? Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. Okay. Alright, so we're going to just use a regular move brush. Just to make it easier on our lives. So everybody see that WandaVision? It's a little slow on the episode today. Alrighty, there we go. Boom, bum, bum, bum. Boom, bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum. Boom, boom, boom. Ho, 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 ho. Alrighty, just cleaning things up. Hey Spicer, good to learn from you on this fine Friday. Thank you, Damon. Appreciate you being here. Sanimation, hey Spicer, I sent you an email to you instead. I couldn't upload it to Discord for some reason. Sanimation. 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 Alrighty, oh, okay, so we got split mask right there, delete this, okay. Turn everything back on, there we go. Sending me emails. Alrighty. You don't need to load it to Discord. You just need to put the link in there. That's all you gotta do. Alrighty. So. All right, and good. It's a ZTL. It's a ZTL. I like it. Okay. Alrighty, so let's take a look. Alrighty, let's just go here, turn all this on. Okay, so let's talk about a few things. Yeah, there's a bunch of things that are missing, especially these calves. They're really out of whack. Really out of whack. Alrighty, so let's go. Do you have? Oh, you have extra on there. Yeah, for Chun-Li, I wouldn't make extra leggings for her. It would just be her legs. So I would delete this and then have her real legs underneath here, because she hasn't, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Something wrong with her butt, dude. All right. Oh, so you just have dynamic on, or? Oh, okay. All right. There we go. Okay, so let's talk about the profiles of this character. Okay. So here you can see that it's got like 2 calves and no ankle, right? So we need to really make sure we have that ankle there, and we want to make sure that the tibialis is where it needs to be, and then this is just really wobbly, right? So we want to make sure that we get this, and then your feet should have a few more plane changes in here, right? So something like that. Bring that down. Let's see, is this polygrouped? Okay, so let's go here. Let's polygroup that. Okay, so let's take a look at this leg. So the calf is too long, right? It should be right around there, right? Just a little bit more. So roughly about half, right? Roughly 2 heads and 2 heads is what the leg is, okay? And so whenever you're sculpting this type of stuff, you just want to worry about the silhouette first. You don't want to worry about much of anything else. Does it look good from this angle? Does it look good on the outside? I'm not worried about anything on the inside. I'm not worried about any muscle on the inside, okay? Turn this down. All right. Okay, so okay, so you also have chicken leg. You have cartoon chicken leg because it's the same apex on both sides, right? They're right across from each other. So what you need to do is you need to hairy mandibles. What's going on, Mark? How you doing, brother? Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you being here. So we want to have a little bit longer on the outside as opposed to the inside. This should be quite angular, and then this should be soft, okay? And then if this is the side, you know, the knee isn't going to be that thick, right? So we want to make sure the hamstring goes down and get this. It should be like almost a geometric shape when you're blocking this out. It should be boom, 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 right? This one should have a little bit more on the top as it goes into the knee, okay? So now that we have this, now we can go up one level and we can start refining these shapes. So we don't ever want the calf to be reaching the front of our tibialis, okay? So I'm gonna dig this in. It's gonna go all the way down into my ankle. So you always, regardless of the stylization, regardless of any of that, you really want to hit your bony landmarks. You know, especially if you're trying to get in that realm of like stylized realism, you definitely want to hit your bony landmarks. So your malleolus on the medial lateral is one of those. So we want to make sure we hit all of them. So here we need a little bit more of a curve in the tibialis. It's a little bit too straight up and down, and we need to bring this down as well. Okay, so it's a little bit more angular on the inside and a little bit softer on the outside. Okay, this one's gonna be a little bit higher. We definitely don't want them straight across from each other. Okay. So we gotta smooth that out. And let's see, and then also right here we need a little bit more depth, because you can see you don't have a vastus medialis here. You need to have that in there, and then you need to have your adductors. So this needs to go around right here. You're just going to follow the sartorius from the anterior superior iliac spine, and then you can see how your leg is kind of going in this way when it should be going out that way, right? And now we have this, right? 45 degrees, right? You can even bring this out a little bit more, right? So boom, 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 okay? So you want to make sure you have those rhythms going on with your work. And then when I look up at this, you can see that it's kind of just really sloping off. And the back of your leg is pretty much even on the medial and lateral side. So we want to have that there. We'll bring this forward. You want to make sure that your calves are originating from your epicondyles of your femur, which are on right behind your knee, right? So we've got that. Okay, so that's kind of what I would be doing. Let's get rid of this boot. And you can put both of these boots together. There's no reason not to have them together. And that's just a quick block out. Go here, oops, right there. And now I'm just getting my silhouette. I'm just making sure this is a nice, sexy leg, because that's what she's known for. Right, so I'm holding Control Shift X to grow my selection. Let's go a little bit more. And so the glutes, they're just they're too short. right? You need to bring it down a little bit more. Give it a little bit more space here. Okay. And then you don't have your hip. So you can see you have this flat plane right there when you should have the hips hitting right here, going that way, right? You get your superior or your tensor fascia latte. Get this in here, smooth, 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 smooth. But that's a little bit more, just a little. This foot down here is really, really bothering me. I think it's just not wide enough. Something like that. Get the roof of your foot. And then the tibia is still a little bit too straight up and down. So I'd move that over a little bit and just make sure that your calf doesn't look like it's coming from way up high, because it's basically right behind your knee. So you want to be very careful about that. But in terms of silhouette, that's what I would change with this leg, right? So we'll see what we have, right? Shift S, and what we had, right? So we have hamstring going down into the fibularis, or fibia, sorry. You got the gastrocnemius coming down into the Achilles heel, and then we have the Achilles heel coming out, right? We have this coming from the posterior, I'm sorry, the anterior or inferior iliac spine, as opposed to going up into the hip, right? So the hip's way up here, and then your femur, your rectus femoris, the muscle on front of your leg, should be originating from your inferior anterior iliac spine, okay? And then I only have one calf, you have like two, almost three of them, okay? So you need to simplify your shapes. Your shapes are way too complicated, okay? So let's go back. And yeah, so that's kind of what I would do with this. And then again, right here, you don't have a rib cage. There's no rib cage here, right? So want to make sure we're at least marking it in right here, and then supporting that frame. And you definitely want an armpit in here, right? You want to make sure that your stomach's coming from your ribs, not outside of your ribs, right? So so we have this here, and then we're gonna have the obliques here. So your ribs should go in, and then your obliques should come out. So it's like a boom, boom, right? Bringing this over and making sure that we have a rib cage, right? We can't just have a side of the body. We need to have a rib cage and obliques and all that good stuff. Okay, so this is coming from here. Get that right there. Build this up. Making sure it's coming from the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th rib. And then on each side of the groin, there's really not a lot going on, right? So you can dig this in, which is going to allow you to accentuate your hip right here and the tensor fascia latte, because there's space in there. So you always want to consider, you know, how you're going to get your middle ground, foreground, background in terms of your anatomy. You can't just have an entire shape, because it's not going to be very interesting to look at, right? You need to have that depth and that confidence to really start sculpting something that's visually pleasing to look at, you know? And so, you know, just hinting at some anatomy is really bringing this and making it look a little bit more attractive, right? Just indication of the hip, and then the indication of the oblique, right? So what we had, right? Just the slightest bit more information, and you've guided our eye way more, right? So you want to keep that in mind. Okay. Your shoulder is too flat. You can see how it just falls off. It's too, the arm is too thick. And then you don't have a very sharp elbow. It's you got noodle arms. So you want to make sure you get rid of that. Okay. So here, and you don't have a clavicle either. It's just a bump, right? So we need to have all these bits of anatomy in here. So again, we have something that's visually, interesting to look at, because we can't just put forms here and there and just call it a day. It needs to originate and end in very specific areas so that you can fool everybody's eye into believing that what they're looking at is real. Those type of things. So you need a little bit more of the olecranon, right? This should be very sharp right here. It should be like an L, and then you should have organic forms around it, right? So here, going in there, and then you can see how your bicep and everything's twisting on the inside. So we need to flatten that out, and then this is all lopsided here. So we need to bring this together a little bit more. Make sure we have the lat right there. And it just depends, how muscular you want to make her. I would consider her like fitness model level, especially if you look at the female UFC fighters. I would just look up, most attractive female MMA female fighters, right? And just pick one that you really, really like, and then just accentuate the legs, right? That's really all you gotta do. But at least that way you'll have a bunch of reference you'll have a body that you can kind of mimic and put it all together, because sculpting from imagination, whenever we're first starting, is not good. It's only going to solidify bad habits. Okay, like this neck back here, we need to have it curved, right? We can't have it, because your cervical spine does not come here and then do that. It flows into the 7th vertebra. So we need to have that there. And then your forehead, your head's just too big, right? And there's something wrong. Is that me? I don't think that's me. No. And a little bit more depth around the face as well, right? Especially around the orbit here, right around there, because I don't see an orbit anywhere in here. And even if it is stylized, you have enough realistic forms in here that you want to support having something a little bit more natural looking, as opposed to abstract, because this is in the abstract area of representation of the human form, right? We want to bring it back a little bit more to the natural side, right? So here, just a little indication of the forehead, indication of the and whenever you're starting out, all you need to do is indicate it, right? Just indication. And here, it's a little bit too puffy. Bring this back. For these athletic people, the more you observe them, the more you're going to see consistencies in the amount of fat that they have in their face. You're not going to have someone who's, unless it's a medical issue, you're not going to have someone who's really, really fit and have a lot of fat in their face, because they're, especially if they're extremely fit, because the body's trying to draw fat from the entire body, to sustain, to keep, energy going. I'm not a fitness scientist, so I can't give you the medical term, but it does draw fat from your entire body whenever you start dieting. And so if you think about that, you're just not going to have a lot of fat in the face unless it was there already. Then it'll be a little puffy, but for her, I think more, model. So I would look up, you know, Chinese, or is she Chinese? Whatever Asian race, and then, or whatever she is. I don't even know what she is. I think she's mixed. But whatever she's mixed, look for that on Instagram, and then see if you can derive some of the facial characteristics from that example, right? You need to have lots of reference where you are right now, all right? You can't be doing all this off of your imagination, because you need to have, you know, if we're writing and creating things, that's different, but we're not creating things, we're representing forms. So we really, really need to have all of this looking, we need to have a reference. You have to. You have to. You have to. What am I doing? What am I doing? Auto group. Auto group. Okay. So your glutes. You're going to have the sacrum right here. Sacrum going into Brachius Maximus right here. And so now what we need to do is we need to put in our glutes. So you have your gluteus medius, which is right underneath the anterior superior iliac spine, or the iliac crest right here, right? So you have this coming from the anterior, going along the iliac crest, and then it's going to stop. Okay, that's your gluteus medius. And then you're going to have your gluteus maximus, which is going to go right here and go all the way down the sacrum and then come around. Okay? And whenever we're sculpting them butts, we want to make sure more form is towards the center, and then it dives down on each side. Okay? There is always exceptions, especially in Brazil. But other than that, this is generally how you would set up a glute. Okay, and then we can kind of make this, you know, bring everything into proportion. All right, so your glutes are going to end towards the inside. It's gonna go underneath the vastus medialis. Okay, you can go here, and then this is going to end at the fibula. Okay, so you got my course. I would strongly suggest you go through it again, especially on the anatomy, so that you can really understand these shapes that you're sculpting. And then the breasts I would have completely separate. That way you can sculpt your rib cage and not worry about the breasts. And then you can add breasts on later. Okay? But that's what I would do. And then just getting the proportion of this face. Her mouth is too. Okay? So we need to spread that out a little bit. Here, right there, fix that nose. Okay, yeah, the face needs to be resculpted for sure. It looks like a man. It looks like a man. Okay, partly because of this chin. Need a little bit more round. And then you need to fix the proportions because the eyes are just a little bit too big. Nose is too small. Orbicularis oris is too pronounced, especially on the side. Okay. So yeah, I would resculpt the face. And then, yeah. And give her some contrapposto. She doesn't need to have her chest and her hips facing the same way. You know, it's not necessary. So I would take a look at that as well. See if you can get a little bit more interesting. You know, at least like, you know, tilt the hips or something. Something. I mean, if you're gonna have the chest and the hips facing the same way, at least have them tilted, you know, at least shoulders going this way, hips going the opposite way, you know, just to give it a little bit more visual interest and be very aggressive with it. All right. Alrighty. Comics Legend, hello Spicer. What are your thoughts on the new features being introduced in ZBrush 2021? I cannot wait. This is probably the most exciting update yet. Like Dynamesh was one of those, Z-Mauler, and now this one. Yeah. Jamie Macau! Whoa, Control Shift X grow. Yeah, Control Shift X to grow, Control Shift X, and then Control Shift S to shrink. X to grow, extra, extra, extra. S to get smaller, smaller, smaller. Control Shift. Chun-Li also has extra thickness. Oh yeah. Sanimation, thanks for this. Still have lots to do. Attentive Slug. Hey Spicer, hey chat. Sanimation, thickness is what I want to aim for. Okay, let me show you who you should look for then. Okay, so this, I thought it was manipulation, like photo manipulation, but it's not, because it's consistent. But you can see the hip to waist to shoulder ratio, right? This is probably a little bit more. I would use this, at least as a starting point. It's Lemmy Beauty, LEMYBEAUTY. So you can see, you know, the chest to hip ratio is on the it's on the extreme side, right? She's an outlier, if there is ever an outlier when it comes to this. So yeah, look her up, Lemmy Beauty on Instagram. Okay. Goof King, hi, have you learned anatomy? Yes, I have, extensively. I also am going to research most attractive female MMA fighters. Oh yeah. Gina Carano will be at the top. Sculpt the face in symmetry. Yeah, that would be way better. Way better. I think I'll continue to sculpt in symmetry before I try to pose and to sculpt and pose first. Holy moly, that's some reference. Yeah. You're fine doing what you're doing. But what you need to do is you need to put the skeleton in here. You know, like if I was gonna do this, I would go Lightbox, I would go Tool, I would go female model. Okay, and then I would just put this in Chun-Li. So go here, I would insert the female skeleton. Come on, son of a bitch! Right there. Okay, solo that out. Boom, boom. And then, you know, it's really small down here, but all you need to do is press Unify and Deformation. So Unify, and now boom, it's right there. Okay, so we can come down here. We can shrink this a little bit more to where it's the same height, roughly right there. And then this is where I would start, you know, I would start. So now what we can do is we can go through here and we can go transpose and we can see where we need to adjust things, right? Especially around the leg, especially around all this. You can go through here, you can go to this arm right here. We can grab all that, Control Shift A, deactivate symmetry, get all this mask, bring it back, invert the mask, go here, put this right around there, move this right there, move it out a little bit, and we also need to rotate it as well, right? Because your elbow is facing that direction. And then we need to make sure it's not out of socket, so you can see that it's gotten out of socket. So we just put it back in socket, and to help that, you can put this in the middle of the joint of the humerus and bring this out, and just making sure that it's and I'm just gonna make sure that this is the same trajectory that it's facing. That way I can kind of rotate this freely. and I know it's going to be working on the axis, on the correct axis, right? So now we've got that. So now I'm going to grab all this, Control Shift A, mask, invert the mask, and now I'm going to put this right there because this is where it's all rotating from, right? So boom, rotate it, making sure it's still going down the same trajectory, because your you know, your arm's not going to bend away from the from your humerus, right? It's not going to bend this way or that way in any way whatsoever. Okay, so we really want to make sure it's still following the trajectory of the humerus. So I'm just going to line this up and then go back here, and then I'm going to rotate this and put that roughly right about there. Okay, so now I can start blocking this out. I can start putting my elbow in. I can start doing all this stuff, and I don't have to think, right? All I gotta do is just put things in place, and then I'm done. So I would use this method until you can sculpt without it, because I used this method for about 3-4 years, and now I can just sculpt freely, right? Because I have what is it called? Memory, what is it? But anyway, so I've done it so much that I know what it looks like now. I know what it looks like when it's correct, because I put the muscle memory. There you go. Thank you, Samarian. So when I use this method, what I do is what you did. I sculpt it freely, and then I put the skeleton in here. And then I'm like, okay, my arms are too short. My legs are too long. My torso doesn't have enough space between the rib and the hip. And I make a mental note of it. And then the next time I sculpt before I put the skeleton in, I make those adjustments. Okay, my arms are usually too short. Okay, so let me fix that. All right, and then I put the skeleton in there, and the more and more I had it correct, the more that I just needed slight little changes, a little bit longer here, a little bit longer there, then I just stopped using it. And now I use the skeleton only if it's in a very, if it's in a position that I'm not experienced with at the moment, you know, if it's a new pose, but there's very few new poses. I need me some superpowers. Okay, so hopefully that helped you out, brother. Hopefully that helped you out. All right, so we're gonna get back to this gear. Okay, so I think we fixed this pose. Let's make sure nothing's going to. All right, so I think I'm just gonna be noodling around. So yeah, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask them. Always here to help. Yeah, but that's but you're not doing anything wrong, Sanimation. You know, you're you can't just study. You need to have projects like this, right? So you know, I'm sure you went as far as you could with the knowledge that you have. Let me see this, make that thicker. Okay. Which is what you're supposed to do, and then take it to someone who knows more than you and have them correct it, and you make notes on that. Be like, okay, so I need to start doing this. Okay, I need to start doing that. Oh, okay, I thought that was right, but it's really not. You know, what did they do that, you know, that made it right, and why was mine wrong? You know, and just analyze it pretty extensively, and you'll just get better and better, you know. So you're on the right track. You just need more experience and more projects. Okay. Hi, Spicer Sensei. Greetings from Mexico. And that is a great advice using the skeleton reference for your model. Thank you. Comics Legend, Spicer, did you ever get a 3D print of your Earthworm gym model? I have it keyed out. I should probably put it on the printer. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that. Sanimation, thanks, Dojo Master. You're welcome. KDZ3D, any thoughts on Epic Games metahumans in the game movie pipeline? I think it's great. But it's always, you know, like you can tell a poser model. Eventually we're going to tell it's an Unreal model, you know? But I always believe in doing things smarter, not harder. So if you can even start off with that, just block it out and then send it over to ZBrush and then kind of finish it off, I think that would be good. I don't see any problem with that whatsoever. Pavlovian Pips. What would you say is the best way for someone completely new to start learning to sculpt in ZBrush? First thing is to learn the program. So I would go through Z Classroom from beginning to end. Literally from beginning to end. So you know everything that the program can do. After that, you want to start speed sculpting as much as you possibly can. You basically want to take an hour and a half to 3 hours and sculpt Batman, Superman, Thor, your character, someone else's character, some movie character, something like that. And then you also want to, I mean, and I'm just talking about characters. If you're talking about, you know, cars and stuff like that, I don't know. But in terms of characters, you definitely want to start slowly introducing yourself to anatomy as you go on. By the end of, you know, a year and a half, you should have a good grasp on anatomy in terms at least the muscles, the origination, and the insertion. You can still be working on your skill and talent to represent those sculpturally, but the more you know, G.I. Joe. Lucas Dom, when do I know that the detail is too small for 3D printing? You do it and you 3D print it and then you see if it shows up. Right, that's literally the only way. I know it sounds like a dick answer, but that's how you do it, right? So you'll take a bust, you'll do a bust. It's not a big, huge commitment to you at all. And then you want to put pores in there and you want to put, you know, details in there like you would want them. And then you print it out and you see what showed up. And then you're like, oh, okay, so that's not deep enough. Let me put the scar in here. Let me make the pores of the face larger, you know, that type of thing. And it also depends on how big you're printing it out, right? So your normal sculpting on a quarter scale might show up just fine. But whenever you get to the 1/6, 1/10, it's not gonna be there, right? Sanimation, practice, yep. Noam Chomsky, do you sculpt creatures and monsters or mostly humanoid figures? Yeah, I sculpt creatures and monsters. I find those way easier because there's no anatomy. I mean, let me show you. Screen, spawn. Yeah, creatures are probably the easiest thing in the world to sculpt. But yeah, they're easy. They're super easy. Yeah. The more abstract is the easier, actually, for me. Because I don't have to adhere to any rules. You know? Mark Carroll, take Spicer's class. It's leveling up on a monster scale. It improves your sculpts almost overnight and your ability to find the bony landmarks. Thank you very much, Mark. And he's right. Okay, so let's go to... So there's a new rock one. We're just gonna go through a little bit. Pavlovian Pips. Thank you. That's really helpful and definitely in the direction I'm looking to go towards. Starting a print farm. I want to sculpt my own STL miniatures. Thanks again. Love your work and the way you explain your process. My pleasure, brother. Yeah, if you're doing miniatures, you don't worry about details. You know, you don't worry about details at all. Is it, oh, you're talking about new. Who was it on the? Someone else said that details. But yeah. Yeah, if you want to take my course, it's at XMD Academy. Let's see. It's at XMD Academy, character creation for collectibles. And then you have my ArtStation if you just want to learn anatomy. Man, I really need to post more products on ArtStation. But here's the anatomy. It's very cheap. Use spicy ZBHO for 40% off. And I think it's already got 20% off, so you can definitely get in there and get you some. And then if you want to pick up a dojo shirt, keep the dojo doors open. They are sexy. You can ask Batman. He's got one. Super sexy. Nice and soft. Feels good on your body. Okay. Alrighty. And thanks for the endorsement, Mark. Appreciate you, brother. And just looking over things, seeing if there's anything I want to change, any details. And just a small indication, because no one's going to be looking at the back of this forever, right? So we just don't want to have it look like it's been, like it's untouched. All right. Is it spawn in the course, or where can it be found in the course? Yeah, it's in the course. You can find it. It's in there. You'll see it. It's a time lapse version. I need to. We had a snowstorm, so over here, and it knocked out all the power, so it kind of got derailed with it, but I need to bring it back. I need to finish it next week, actually. So next week, if you already have the on-demand, like if you buy my course at XMD, or you buy the spicy bundle on my ArtStation store, everything I add onto it, you don't have to pay for. And every year, Mark picked up a ZBHO Dojo shirt as well. Awesome. But it's pretty much a diary of everything that I learned. So when I add to it, you don't have to pay more for the additional material. So if I update the entire course, you don't have to buy it again on the Spicy Bundle or the XMD Academy. So it's I consider it a really good investment, because I'm not one of those people that just makes a tutorial and then that's it, and then if I update it, you gotta pay for it. And no, you already paid for it. So but yeah, I hope y'all check it out. It's definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. Especially if you're around the intermediate, beginner to intermediate. Beginner, it might be a little bit too much to chew off in terms of anatomy. And by beginner, I mean, like 3-4 months. But if you're an adult and you know how to learn, you should be fine. Because in the first 3 to 4 months, you should probably be focused on just what can this program do, what can I do with it, and then after that, okay, let's get some technical skills, let's get some let's get all that going. Oscar Barreles, Sparta course is just in the mentorship. No, it's part of the on-demand. If it's not on there, let me know, but it should be on there. Character creation for collectibles, that's one Mark's referring to, yes. Interactive DNA, ZBrush rocks. Hey, try to change your resolution to 1920 by 1080 when doing tutorials. All the fonts and UI are super pixelated when this is small. I try to watch it in 4K TV and still too pixelated. Oh man, I hate 1920 by 1080. I hate 1920 by 1080. I hate it. Yeah. I guess the question is yeah. Shit. I just love that widescreen, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I just love that widescreen. Ultra wide. Yeah. What? Yeah. Spawn is not in the on-demand. Okay, let me message Mike. Let me message Mike. Okay, so hopefully he'll fix that by the end of the weekend. Thanks for letting me know, Oscar. Appreciate that. Yeah, I guess people watch it on the phone as well. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I hate 1080. So small. So small. I've been learning ZBrush over the past few months, getting better. I have no clue what I want to do with it, but just bought an anatomy book and going through a piece at a time. Good job, Joe. Aside from learning that, you just want to learn the origination and insertion of at least one muscle, So the deltoid. Where does it originate from and where does it end? And then you want to go to look at reference, look at all this other stuff and try to dissect it, try to equerchet it, draw over it so you can do that. Comics Legend, thanks Spicy, this is great customer service. Oscar Bardelas Hernandez, thanks you. You're welcome. You just gotta let me know. You gotta let me know. You gotta let me know. You gotta let me know. All right. Slackitude, appreciate you joining. Last Skip 007, Lucas Machado, Alex Kachancha. Thanks for joining the dojo. I appreciate you. Batman, it's showtime. Steamhouse Anatomy, Form Super Annie, US is definitely worth the money. Oh yeah, that one's good too. So many great anatomy books and reference out there. Oh. Sanimation got himself a race car red dojo shirt. Thank you very much, Sanimation. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Now you're a true dojo warrior. Alrighty. And just fixing general shapes here and there. Just making sure they're a little bit more attractive. They don't look like just big old lumps here and there. So like this angle right here, you see how high it is? And straight across from here should be the elbow. So that's, I'm just gonna make that the apex and then bring this back. Okay. And just looking at my own sleeve, try to get a little bit more feeling of what this, how it would, how it would fold. Yeah, Kim Jong-ji is amazing. Yeah, interactive DNA tip. You can work on 4K and what people see in 1080p to where you move your mouse like a zoom on the UI. Oh, yeah. Joe Schnellman. Watch a guy that does characters for Hasbro. That's some technical stuff, articulation, etc. Do you know how to make all those joints? I imagine that's more for production stuff. No, I don't. I don't make articulated toys. I just focus on collectibles and game characters. I actually made a character for, was it Hyperspace? Is that it? Hyperspace, the Battle Royale. And the character I worked on for like 2 months. Like, let me. It's fucking crazy. I worked on it for 2 months, and they didn't even fucking show the character. You saw their feet. Let's see, what was it? All you saw was their feet, like towards the end.
All the way to the top.
Let's see.
Let's read it.
All right.
And are subject to a Prisma security scan.
That's the character I worked on right here. You can't even fucking see it! Look! All you see is a damn fucking feet!
Is a high-ranking.
Oh my god, I spent so long on it. Look, it's going away. I don't even see it!
All the way to the top.
Oh my god. That, oh. But yeah, so I made that character. I'm like, oh man. But I guess it's gotta be that good for that far away, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, dude, I literally just like every waking hour working on that character, and they're treating it like a hero. Maybe in the next trailer. Maybe in the next trailer. But I was like, oh man, this thing, man, they really want this thing really. I mean, this is gonna be. Oh, I can't wait to see it move and jump and shoot. And then it's like feet. I'm like, okay. I guess that's cool. KDZ, it's wasteful. Hopefully later on it'll be in there. One Alex one, but it's there. That's true. But I just want to show it off. You know, want to show it off. I want to be like, oh yeah, that foot there, I did that. You know, I want like more like, hey, we're talking into the camera and we're taking our glasses off and we're doing this and doing that, so I can put it on my reel. But I can't put that on my reel. Robert Clapp, nice silhouette. Oh yeah. Joe Schnellman, I feel your pain. I'm an art director and people could give a rat's ass about ads. Love of art. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Alrighty, so we've got that. Let's get this a little bit larger. And I kind of want to make these folds a little bit crispier, so I'm going to use clay polish on it. And that should give it a little bit more crispy crisp. Right there. See if there's anything else I want to do. Maybe work on the ears. We can work on the ears. right, so if you need to learn how to sculpt an ear, it's all about the 9. All right, well, let's do it this way so you can. It's all about the 9. It's all about the 9. All right, so you got the 9. Boom. All right. Boom. Got that little tragus here. Okay. So you got your 9. And now you just need your Y. So right here, right there. Let's dig this in. Get a little bit more of an eardrum in here. But then you got the Y. All right. So you got this little split right there. Make sure this has got enough depth where this can be the helix. You know, we call it the Y, but it's helix and then anti-helix. And then you'll always be able to bust out an ear pretty quickly. It's just 9 and Y, 9 and Y, 9 and Y. And that's going to be more than a serviceable enough ear for 3D printing. Okay? So okay, so that's good enough, right? That was good enough. Easy, easy, easy. Easy, easy, easy. Alright, how much? Yeah, we got time. Okay. Alrighty. So this thing has always bothered me. We're gonna go much lower. I'm gonna stretch this out. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, you like his facial expression? Don't mess with me. I'll cut you. Alpha male. So we can go here. I don't think I can. Well, we don't need the. We don't need that. geometry. There's no details on this. It's just gonna smooth subdiv, and that's all, so we don't have to worry about it. Okay. And I kind of want it to follow along the curvature of this shoulder. Polish. And I think what I'm going to do is crease this edge. BZM. We're going to crease edge. Boop. Let's see if we can do that over here. Crease. Is it creased? Boom. Boom. And then polish. Okay. And then it'll keep that edge from now on. Alrighty. Just bring it all the way out and then bring it down. And just a little equal distance, you know, so there's not a sudden. And then you can just polish it, and then you can just move it out again. Polish. Boom. Now it's clean again. Let's go here. Boom. It's basic sculpting, you guys. It's basic sculpting here. Alright, so that's a little bit more. Oh, we gotta fix this one. Okay, so let's grab that, invert it, polish, and bring it here again. There we go. That's a little bit more spread out. It's not just on the front side, because originally I just sculpted this to look good from the front, because that's all anybody was going to see. Now that we're 3D printing it, it's got to look good from, you know, all angles. But yeah. But we should be starting a client project very, very soon. Probably in about a week or two. Based off of the comic book Coda. Has anyone read that? Coda by Image Comics. Sergio Salgado Santelices. Cool, I just started to follow you on ArtStation. You have incredible models. Thank you. But yeah, we're gonna be starting something off of that, and that's gonna be for a client. It's actually gonna be given to the artist of the comic, so it's gonna be 3D printed, put together, and then you know, given to him. So hopefully he likes it, and then that gets me a little in on Image Comics. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? So it's not. It's not paying a lot, but the fact that I get to talk to Image Comics creators and be in that sphere is worth way more money. worth way more money than anything that than the client could pay me. So, you know, you gotta kind of, you know, if you have an opportunity like that, then you want to make it as easy for them to hire you as possible so that you can show your quality, right? With the addition of cloth dynamics to ZBrush, do you still think Marvelous Designer is still needed? The fidelity of Marvelous Designer in terms of getting certain types of cloth and seams and all of that, there's just more examples of it in Marvelous Designer than there is in ZBrush right now. Like, I think everybody's still trying to get used to the features of that, and but whenever, you know, they need a few more features. They need like silk, leather, jeans, basic superhero game character stuff, so you can just select it and it will react just like that. But right now there's just a lot of fiddling around. I am not really good at it, so and it's always it's very inconsistent for me. I know for others who set everything up correctly, they get more consistent results, but for me, the results are highly inconsistent and usually just eat each other. It just eats itself, and then so often I use it to, if I need something draped and it's nice and easy, then yeah, I'll do that. But if I need, like, you know, pockets and all this and all that, then I would just sculpt it. But if they want it super realistic, then I would go with Marvelous Designer. But I'm sure they're going to be updating it more and more as we go through. You know, they've updated Z-Modeler a lot. It was real basic in the beginning, but now, you know, you should be able to model pretty much anything using Z-Modeler now, especially with the with the new slice tool, because I know that was the major thing that people from other packages were like, well, how do I just slice something, you know, or something like that? Now you can do it. So hopefully they will they will keep adding to it. Alrighty.
Was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was the Billy O.T. The winds blew hard, her bow dipped down. Below me, bully boys blow. Soon may the weathermen come to
what the hell is this?
tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go. She'd not been 2 weeks from shore when down on her a right whale bore. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Soon may
Stop. Let's see. I've not read that comic. Oh, it's really good. It's it's funny. The characters are all highly distinct, and the heroes very likable. So yeah. Sumerian King, how'd you get that job for the comic? One of the friends of the artist has been following me on Instagram, and he asked me how much art charge. Robert Clapp, is this Shanti? Are you talking about this character? This is Jeralex. This is it's just a made-up character. Oh, the sea. Oh, okay, the song. Yeah. Maybe. I'm like, I don't want to listen to that. I already watched Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't need to see that. He's looking good. How do you get something like this painted, lighted quickly? I've only used poly paint, but I'd like to try to light finish in Photoshop. Seen some cool stuff in that workflow. And lit quickly, you can just send it over to Keyshot. So let's do that. Let's go render, external renderer, Keyshot. Let's go all high, right there, and then BPR. So I was gonna send it out to Keyshot real quickly. And then you can apply different materials to everything. For me, I just apply one material. Reason being is that that's what you're gonna get, right? Whenever it's 3D printed and it's given to you, that's what you're gonna get. So I always render it in that way. Buster! Black in the herb! Right, so you got it here. It's automatically right, set up. So we can go here. We can turn that off because I don't like HDRIs. I think they're freaking crappy. Every time someone uses an HDRI, I'm like, God, that is the most flat, boring lighting I've ever seen. It's just so bad every single time. So we're gonna go scale, we're gonna make this much larger, and then we're going to apply a spotlight to it. Basta! Rastafari! So here, we're just gonna change this to watt instead of lumen. And then you can get something like this, right? Nice and dramatic. Let's unlink this material. Let's make it emissive. Right there. Do-do-do. Buster! Let's see. Oh, this is blue flakes. Okay. So that's this is cool. There we go. Okay. So here we can raise it a little bit more. It doesn't really give off light, which I don't like. In other programs it does. But you can get something super dramatic like this. Spotlight, you can increase the radius so you can kind of see more. Right, so if the radius is all the way down, you're gonna get these super sharp shadows. Kick it up, it's gonna be much softer, right? So if I wanna rotate this around the character, I'm gonna choose pick, and then I'm going to choose his eyebrows and go here, and now I can rotate this along with and get this right around here. So what you want to get is some where is it? How to, okay, there we go. I'm going through so many programs I forget which one, how to use each one. So you see this little butterfly underneath here? That's kind of like what we're looking for. Right, so something right underneath the nose, a little bit of a shadow. If you want a Rembrandt, you just move it over to the side until you get that triangle in here. Okay, and then you go to your environment, you add a light. For me, I like the rectangle because it covers up, it doesn't have any hot spots. And I'll go down to like 1 or 2 on this. Go pretty high on the Y. Move it over to the side. Roughly right there. And then I'll increase it to like 25. And then you can get, you know, a nice little rim light going on. But I don't need it on that side, I need it on this side. Right? Right! Okay. So roughly right there, so it just brings that out. And then you can kind of move it around so you can kind of light that a bit more. Right? And that's Rembrandt lighting. You have that little triangle over there. But the closer you have it, the more of a rim light it's going to be, which I'd rather prefer. And whenever you're rendering, you don't need to show everybody everything. That's not the point of rendering. The point of rendering is to, have light and shadow and have it visually interesting. When something's fully, let's go lighting, let's go product. That'll probably be better. We don't need to see everything. Leave stuff to people's imagination. That's a reason Frazetta is so good, right? Because he gives you enough, but then he leaves a lot to your own imagination. So as a viewer, you have to complete the image yourself, right? So it's going to entertain and engage you, as opposed to having a dragon with every single scale, having, everything given to you. It's more of like, okay, next, you're just going to scroll past it. But if there's something that you can involve your imagination with, then it's going to be more interesting to look at, right? So we're going to go 2.5 because it's just a little bit too matte. All right, so let's see. Robert Clapp, cool concept. Looks like he can be dropped right into the Star Wars universe. Yeah, look up Jerry Gaylord. He's the one that drew this. Okay. Sergio, that is so cool. Robert Clapp, the Frazetta Museum in PA is very cool. Yeah, I still need to go there. That shine coming from the left is quite good. Oh yeah. And so then you go environment. You go settings, and instead of seeing the background, you can do something like this. A little bit less. There we go. That's okay. I don't want ground shadows. I'm not sure about the ground size. But yeah, that's how I would render something and send it out. This thing, this thing here, it's just never gonna really get bright enough. Yeah. So it's not really going to give you that great of a result. But then you can come in here and, unlink material. I have my own metals and everything like that here, so I just slap the metal on there. Grab this, unlink it, boom. Grab that metal, boom, right there. I don't think there's any other metal, but for leather, I can go here. Let's just do his shoulders. Let's unlink material. Let's go with the leather. Right there. We can unlink the jacket as well. Unlink the pockets. Unlink the trim. And then get our leather. And just start adding it. Right there. Let's get this. Unlink material. Oh wait, that's all one piece. Yeah, so we have to fix that. But yeah, and so let's get these belts here. Unlink material, pouches, unlink material, leather, Buster. But yeah, and then you got something like that. Then you just render it out. That type of stuff. That type of stuff. That type of stuff. Yep. Let's go with these right here and leather right there. Let's unlink this because I don't want it to be very, very shiny. If we bring it here, it's just gonna take too much attention. Right? So a little shiny, a little rough. Just the way I like it. Okay. yeah, the franchise with the Z. Comics legend. Belly flopping. Hi, have you done traditional sculpture? Yeah, did I did it once. Or twice. I did it twice with some super sculpty. It was pretty fun. Yeah. It was pretty fun, Alright, so let's go with these eyes right here, and let's unlink that. And let's get these. Ooh. Looks kind of crazy, right? Alright, so let's go with plastic. Open this up. Let's go to hard. Oi. And let's go to shiny. Hold Alt and drag that on the eye. So then it'll hopefully get a nice little rim light in there. So let's go here, add a camera, and then let's take a look here. Let's see if it's classic. Yeah, it's not catching light the way I would expect it to. But yeah. So something like that. Let's go back to our camera. Beep. And let's add another light just to kind of, it's called a fill light. And it's just going to kind of fill in some of those shadows, right? So roughly, I don't want it too bright, but I don't want that eye in darkness, right? So I just want to bring it up a little bit, and boom. Right? And then that'll fill in come on now, come on. What are you doing? What are you doing? All right, done. There we go. So then it's gonna fill that in, but it's still got lots of shadow in there, right? And that's what you want. You don't want, you don't want to kick up your HDRI all the way to where everything's blown out. That's not interesting. It's not interesting at all, right? You can see everything. Right? You might put it down to 1 or something. It's just boring, right? You can look at that, or you can look at that, right? It's just too blown out. Too blown out. So material, let's go to leather. And let's kick this roughness up 1 more digit so it's not too bright. We want some specularity there, but we don't want it shiny. Okay. Joe Schnellman, Keyshot is sick. It sure is. It sure is. All right, but that's a basic render setup that I would do, and then just render it out. Call it a day. Joe Schnellman looks sick. I'd buy that. Nice, nice. Hello, Spicer. How's it going? It's going good. What about you? Gorbulon. But yeah, so you kind of want to have that. Also, whenever you can go to this light here, let's go to this spotlight, and you can also kick down the beam angle, right? So let's say we want it right here, and I'm directing your eye now, right? I'm like, I don't want you to look at everything. I just want you to look at the head. Everything up here. Right? And so now all this is in shadow, because this doesn't matter, right? None of that matters. Let's see. There. Yeah. And then it's even more moody, right? And now where's your eye going? Immediately right here. And then it's going here. And then it's pay attention to everything else. Which is what I want you to do. I want you to look at the face, and then the lightsaber, and then look at the silhouette. Okay? So, that's how I would set up a render, everybody. But yeah, next week, we will start keying this guy. Or I might just, yeah, we'll do it on the stream. Because this is kind of like where I do most of my personal work is here on the stream. So we'll do it. I'll wait for y'all so you can kind of see how I put this character together and then key him out, and then we'll hopefully the next week whenever we meet, it'll all be printed out and y'all can see it. Okay. Alrighty, everybody. So before we go, make sure, right? Make double sure. You go to xmdacademy.com, right? Make sure you check out, make sure you check out my mentorship. It's 6 weeks, one-on-one, so there's no one else in the class. It's just you and I, and we're going to make sure we level you up. It's got over 177 lessons. It's got over 100 hours of material. Same with the, oh, I see. Yeah, 177, 74. Yeah, so we got to add a bunch of these, over 100 videos we got to add here. So we'll have that ready for you as well. But this is without any instruction directly from me, right? But we also have 3D Printing Mastery, Mech and Tech for Unreal, and then Esther Concesal's animal illustration, which she works for Disney. So you definitely want to check that out. Next is my profile. Let me get this. Oh yeah, an Earthworm Gym. Yeah, we'll get Earthworm Gym set up too. And then check out my profile in my store here. Check out my store. Use Spicy ZBHO for an extra 40% off. And then also go and get yourself a ZBHO Dojo shirt. You will automatically be plus 10 sexier. Plus 10 sexier. Guaranteed. It's science. It's science, okay? They're very, very, very cheap. Very cheap. Usually people charge 25 bucks and all that crap. I don't do that, okay? I get it down low. Keep it down low, right? Everybody's like 25 bucks for this. No. 16 to 18 bucks, all right? Super cheap, okay? So check them out. And before we go, let us enter the Scott Eaton. Yes. Thank you, everybody, for being here on the stream. Thanks for all the questions. Thanks for all that. You guys make this stream way better than it would be without anyone here. Trust me. I appreciate you. Definitely check out the ZBHO Dojo. Check out the links. Level yourself up. And we will be back next week. And it looks like we've got over 400 billion people watching right now. All different sculpting styles, all different art styles, but in the end, we are unified with love, and we are one. Say it, Steve! I told you don't have the smoke machine whenever